here. So a few people have asked me for makeup tips for video conference calls, Zoom calls, FaceTiming, all the things we're doing now because we have to. And I did think of a few tips and some things I would suggest or would not suggest if you want to look your best on a probably somewhat low quality video stream. I'm filming this with my phone, but I am using a ring light. I didn't want to use my DSLR because nobody is going to have that type of quality on a video call. You're going to have a phone, a laptop, an iPad, So hopefully this is close to the quality you would expect from a Zoom call. So last week, my family and I actually did a virtual happy hour, and I noticed what was and what was not working on camera so well, and I thought I would share all of those things with you. I wanted to show you a few helpful things to have. Now you can use a ring light, that's what I have in front of me here, but that's not entirely necessary unless you were planning on buying one anyways. You could always get a little one, which would be better known as a selfie light. And this you could put right on your laptop or your phone. And if you're shooting pretty close, you're gonna get a similar effect with that nice even lighting. So a little selfie light like this, that would be a good tool to have. Good lighting is kind of the best tool that you can have, is what I'm saying. I am facing a natural light window right now, but it is going to be getting sunset hour, so I am using lighting for that. If you find yourself doing a lot of these calls, you may want to invest in something like this, which is a mirror that you can attach your phone to, and it lights up. So that would be another resource if you're looking to justify that purchase. I wonder if you could even write that off, as a work purchase, because if you're doing a lot of Zoom calls, you might need this. And then one other little thing I wanted to show you. A reflector is used in photography to bounce light and fill shadows. Now you don't have to go buy one. Of course, there's some ones on Amazon, but I bet you have aluminum foil, and I literally just wrapped a book, and here's what it does. So it really is just taking the light from the ring light and my window up here and reflecting it back, so you can tilt it to kind of fill those shadows. So what I noticed when I was on a video call was that my face looked kind of pale and it looked kind of flat. So I'm going to use two different shades of foundation. These are from Glow Skin Beauty, and I feel like this brand is so underrated. No one ever talks about it, and honestly, everything I've tried has been great. So I'm using two shades of their Mineral Stick Foundation, 4W and 6W. Now, I guess I'm kind of using these in a contouring fashion, but really I'm just trying to create a little bit of dimension in my face. So I'm using the darker shade in the darker areas. And I'm doing this because, I want my face to have some dimension versus looking really flat. So here's the lighter shade, do that kind of more in the middle. I also use two shades of this regardless because I find that is the best shade match for me, is mixing these two. So I just swiped it all over. So two shades of foundation, consider it. Or if you have a dark one that is like your summer shade, bust that out right now. Now we're going to blend them together with a brush. I don't know about you guys, I've seen it's like half and half. Half people are like, oh my gosh, my skin is loving this quarantine, it looks so good. Because I'm not wearing makeup every day. My skin seems to be the opposite. I think my skin's natural state is wearing makeup. It likes that and it wants me to keep doing it because I don't think my skin has been real great at all. All right, now that I've evened out my skin, I'm going to brighten up under my eyes with concealer. I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. The shade is Golden Ivory, and whoa, that looks kind of bright. Things like shimmery highlight or bright white highlight under your eyes look extra bright, and they can almost get blown out, which means overexposed or where it almost looks completely white on camera. So maybe don't go super bright under your eyes. Even if you would normally do that in everyday light, it can look kind of weird on camera. All right, I would normally use an eye primer, but honestly, I think a lot of these video calls are just literally makeup to look presentable for the duration of the call, and then you're probably not wanting outstanding all day wear because you're not going anywhere. So I am going to just use a concealer to cancel out that redness on my eyelids. So you don't really want to be dewy. I mean, I love being dewy, but on camera, you don't want to look overexposed, sweaty, flustered. So we're going to just powder all of this. I'm usually not somebody that powders my entire face because I really do like that luminosity, but like I said, this is not so much makeup for real life. It's makeup for camera, even if it is just a cell phone or a laptop. So We're setting everything so we don't have any excess shine that could read as sweaty or overly bright spots on camera. Together. I grabbed a blush that I haven't used in a while because I forgot I had it. It's this really pretty one from Milani. It's called Tea Rose. It's like in the shape of a rose. I did like a big clean out, like literally one of the first days at the very beginning of this social distancing quarantine, I cleaned all my makeup out. So I have rediscovered some things I didn't know I had. I find you're gonna have to add way more blush than you would normally wear in real life because you're gonna notice on camera, like, oh, it doesn't really look like I have that much on, but I'm looking at this mirror and I'm like, I have it on. One of my favorite things in the world is to just take your bronzer on a eyeshadow brush and swish it in the crease. So this eye here has some bronzer in the crease. It just like looks less bug-eyed and weird. I don't know. It just contours the eye area, makes it a little more defined. Pencil liners. This is the Glossier Color Slide in the color Disaster Class. Me lately. I'm just playing a lot of Animal Crossing right now. That's what I'm doing. As you can see, I sketched that liner across my lash line. Now, I'm not gonna leave it there. I would not do that. But I'm gonna take the other end of this brush. This is a double-ended IT Cosmetics eyeshadow brush I think someone gave to me, and I love it. It's so versatile. So I'm using that flat end to smudge out that line so it's nice and soft. You can use your finger too. And I'm kind of bringing it up onto the lid so it's like this nice, pretty smoked out liner into a bit of a smoky eye. Don't even worry about like winged liner and perfect eyeliner right now because the video quality on Zoom calls, FaceTime, it's not good enough to be worried about precision. It's just not. Then I'm gonna take my brow powder and fill in a little bit. Now I know my eyebrows don't really need a lot of filling in, but where everyone needs it on video calls, do you see here? Especially if you're using lighting, your tails of your brows are gonna kind of get lost. So you need to reinforce them and put them back in so that it doesn't look like your eyebrow just stops. So I am reinforcing mainly just the tails of my eyebrows so that my lighting doesn't take them away from me. Now we can do mascara. Now, remember how I said that the video quality is not going to be like great enough to worry about precision? If your mascara is like a little much, a little clumpy, it doesn't matter because it's just gonna actually look like you have bigger eyelashes on camera probably. This, however, is an excellent mascara for that. It is the Hourglass Caution Extreme. Look at the packaging, like so fancy. It's important to feel fancy right now. It makes you feel good. At least it does for me. So like, use your fancy stuff right now. Life is too short. Use like your special wine glass and your good china and your expensive mascara. A nude lip is not working so well on video calls. It just kind of is making me look at least more washed out, more dead. So I think you're gonna need to do a brighter lip color than you would normally do. Now, don't be nervous because just like the blush, it's going to be like toned down on camera. So here's a good color. I feel like a lot of people have this. It is the Marc Jacobs Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's a long name. I think this was like the free birthday gift with Sephora or something, right? Like, why do I have this? But it's a really good color that is bright, but it's not obnoxiously bright. It's not dark, and it's just like a nice cheery pink. It's what we all need right now. So I'm going to just lightly put that on because I'm gonna show you how to do this so that you're not like as intimidated. It's kind of the same color as my shirt, isn't it? Okay, so I put it on there, but now I'm gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna kind of soften it, you know, kind of blur it out so that you don't feel like you're wearing as bold of a color maybe. It's gonna make your teeth look white on camera. That's what we want. It's gonna just like add life to your face. That's what we need right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in. And I hope that you can try these things out on your next video call, Zoom call, FaceTime with your family, virtual happy hour. If you try some of the things out, let me know. So hang in there, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Thanks for watching. Time to go get my salmon out of the oven.